I've been publishing on KDP for over 4 years, and it's safe to say that I've probably made every mistake imaginable. Some of these mistakes cost me time, and others cost me money, but each one of these mistakes taught me the lessons I needed to create a 6-figure publishing business, and I'm going to share these lessons with you today, so you don't have to waste your time or your money like I did. When I first started publishing on KDP, I had a plan. I was going to publish as many books as possible to see which one would work. Now after a few months, I had published around 5 books. All of them were flops, but I knew I was doing something wrong, so I went to YouTube for answers and came across a video that talked about niche research. Up until this point, I would have an idea for a book and then just make it, but after watching the video, I realized I needed to do research before deciding what book to make, which is why mistake number 1 is not doing the correct research. I discovered that research was the foundation of my book success. You don't want to create a book that no one is searching for, and you also don't want to create a book everyone already publishes. You need to find that sweet spot in the middle, and the only way to do this is by doing the correct research. I've already created a video going over how I do my niche research, so feel free to watch that. But in short, let's just say we have 2 potential niches. The first niche is an airplane book for kids. It has around 2,000 monthly searches and 5,000 competing products. Now the second niche is a train book for kids. It has around 1,200 monthly searches and 350 competing products. Which one would you publish in? Do you pick the one with the most amount of search volume or the one with the least amount of competition? Personally, I would pick the niche with the lowest amount of competing products. It will be much easier to rank your book on page 1, and you're still getting a large amount of monthly searches. Think of it like this. Let's say there were 2 ladders. The first ladder is 350 steps, and once you reach the top, you get $1,200. The second ladder is 5,000 steps, and once you reach the top, you get $2,000. To me, it's not worth climbing the extra 4,650 steps just to win another $800. You're climbing more than 10 times the steps for half the money. So if you pick a low competition niche, it's easier and faster to rank because you're competing against less products. But here's the big secret. Once you rank high and you gather reviews, you slowly build authority in that niche. And if you have authority in a niche, shoppers tend to trust you more. Now once I built authority in that niche, I promised myself to not make the same mistake I've made before, and that's niche jumping. So if you've published 1 cookbook, 1 dog coloring book, 1 word search book, and an exercise book for pregnant women, then it's safe to say you're niche jumping. You're publishing 1 book in a niche and then moving on to another niche and publishing a different book. Now since I had some authority with my new book, I decided to stick to the same niche and make a second one. And guess what? The second one did even better than the first one. Since I built that authority with the first one, shoppers trusted my second book straight away. Customers that bought the first book came back and bought the second one. And customers who were discovering the second one would buy the first one as well. So both books were helping each other get sales. So I rode that wave and decided to make another book in that niche so I can establish myself as a brand. By the time Christmas arrived, it was impossible for you to type in a keyword related to my niche and not have one of my books pop up. However, I would not be in a position where I could build a brand of multiple best-selling books without fixing the most crucial mistake of them all, and that's making low-quality books. After watching the research video and being confident that I can compete in the niche, I decided to save up money and pay a professional to make my book. I paid a cover designer, I paid a ghostwriter, I paid an editor, I paid an illustrator, so it's safe to say my book was high quality. Once I had all the files, I created the book in InDesign and finally had a super high quality book. Now I didn't know if the book was going to succeed or not, which made me skeptical about spending all that money. But then I realized something. There's no disadvantage to having a really high quality book. Zero. None. And it made me realize one more thing. If I'm not willing to spend money on my book, why would a customer want to? So from that moment on, I decided that quality will be my number 1 priority, and I haven't looked back ever since. So to quickly recap, one of the biggest mistakes I made was not doing the correct research, because the correct research helped me figure out where I had the highest chance of success. Now the second mistake I made was niche jumping. I started making way more money once I focused all my efforts into one niche and became an authority figure. And finally, the third mistake was making low quality books. As soon as I started making high quality books, customers noticed, positive reviews started pouring in, and my ranking grew really fast. Now you know what mistakes I made, but I want to hear what mistakes you made. Leave a comment down below with one of the worst mistakes you made with KDP so the whole community can learn from our mistakes.